On October 13, 1972, a Uruguayan Air Force plane carrying an amateur rugby team crashed into the Andes Mountains at over 11,000, leaving the fuselage shattered on a glacier. Of the 45 people on board, 12 died in the crash itself, and 33 survivors were left injured, frozen, and stranded, in one of the most hostile environments on Earth. There were no warm clothes, no real shelter, just a broken piece of fuselage at 3,500 meters where snow and freezing temperatures attacked them day and night. The tiny amount of food they had, mostly candy bars and wine, was gone in about a week, and then the cold and starvation began killing them slowly. After a few days, the survivors realized they were facing a choice no human should ever have to make: starve and die, or eat the bodies of those who had already died. They decided to eat the corpses to survive, and that decision kept them alive for weeks, while the mountain kept taking more lives. During the first weeks, a few survivors tried to fix the plane's broken radio, hoping to call for help, but the wires were cut and the power was gone, and no signal ever came through.
Over the next few weeks, 6 more people died from injuries and cold, and then on October 29, an avalanche buried part of the fuselage and killed 8 more survivors.
Now only 16 people were still alive, frozen, starving, and trapped on a glacier with no rescue coming because authorities had already called off the search after 10 days. During this time, 3 survivors called the Expeditionaries, including Nando Parado and Roberto Canessa, started studying the area and looking for an escape route. They knew that if they stayed, more would die, and soon they would be too weak to do anything, so they made the most dangerous decision of their lives. For 10 days they climbed through snow, crossed ridges, and fought hypothermia, each step stolen back from death, believing every move was taking them closer to help.
At one point, they saw vegetation, a river, and even a lizard, and in that moment they knew they were saved and would not die in the snow like their friends.
They reached the river and saw a man on the other side, a herder with sheep, and they shouted, but the water was too loud, so they wrapped a note around a rock and threw it across the water.
When the note was opened, it said, "I come from a plane that fell in the mountains," and in that moment, the rescue that had been stopped for weeks finally began again. 6 survivors were flown to safety. The rest followed.
We made it!
Their story became known as the miracle.
We are alive!
Even in hopelessness, the human will can overcome everything.